What are they doing? Are they like trying to create a whirlpool or something?
Just when you thought that Limpso was the only weird place.
Go up higher. It's all the sproutlings. Look at all the sprouts.
That's all the fat cats too.
What is going on? They all have the same outfit too.
This is weird.
Did Gridania get raided? I'm so confused.
No, not Wanderers. It's like Songbird, S Songbird, F Songbird, T. It's like all songbirds.
I am so confused.
What? I feel like every 5 videos or so there's gonna be a weird intro like this. Because things just happen in this game for inexplicable reasons.
Like, what is the point in that?
I don't know. Look at the guy with the Namazu hat. He's just bobbing his head.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Jeez. I forgot I still have spell effects turned on, so all the pelotons are like... What is going on? Okay. Kitty NASCAR. But you guys are going opposite directions. Somebody. All right. That's enough. All right. Hey guys, my name is Chocobo, and welcome back to some more Final Fantasy XIV. Last time, we ended up going through the Ifrit battle, which was a very fun time, wasn't it? And in today's episode, we are continuing on some more story, and eventually getting to the point where we can have a mount, finally. We have to pick a grand company in this episode. And I've already decided which one I'm going to go with. But you have to just wait and see. So first, let's go see what Kane Senna has to say.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races.
I like how she points out that the Hyur and Elysian are the ones who founded Gridania, but the camera is sound on Miko's.
So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Those two look familiar.
Who?
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysin. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
Yeah, I used to really hate.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Jeez, the sorry, the 2.0 voices. I'm not used to it. I used to hate Condescenda, because I used to call her a slow talker. I think over the years of just playing through the game, she's kind of grown on me a bit. She's a little better of a speaker than I made her ought to be.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
Follow
forest.
the elementals!
That was a nice speech.
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no.
Alfie. Hey, buddy. Yeah.
Alphino.
And my sister, Alize, at your service.
Yeah, get used to seeing these two. They're in they're in the game a lot. Very important characters.
I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
God, his 2.0 voice, I can't.
You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Okay. So we got the Exo Beast Tribe with their Primal Garuda attacking Gridania. They have the Sylphs to deal with, which are usually passive, but they're getting angry recently. And Alphino's just like, what's gonna happen whenever they need an adventurer like you to come to their aid? Like, that's, what are you trying to say there, Alphino? Anyways, time to, whoops, wrong map. Time to go to Ulda and listen to General Raoban. Yeah, this episode might be just cutscenes, because that first one was like a good 10 minutes. Hope you bought some popcorn.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimal herself!
And Raoban as well.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Raoban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard.
When did you get here, Alphinaud? It's kind of weird, man. You follow me around.
Stalker.
Right. Also, I think this is how you're supposed to know the answer to that thing at the end of the one dungeon. The Grand Company's seal.
Note the
Affluence
sigil.
and magic.
The golden scales of order balance the jewel of
whatever,
prosperity,
prosperity
with
and
the
might.
flame of might.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm.
You'll see with me when we get to that dungeon. It's not for a while.
In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
I guess Alphinaud doesn't agree with what Raban said.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn!
very riveting speech.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
I don't know who that background voice was, but the person who sounds like a freaking bird. The time is now! That was funny. Who'd they find to make that voice?
Good call.
Right. Again, with this whole in desperate times, your help would be necessary to the Grand Company or to the city-state. Like, okay, Alfie. So I feel like Ul'dah is kind of their way of stereotyping America. Because if you think about it, in a way, you have like Raban, who's just like, yes, we are a very prosperous nation, we have a lot of money, but what good is the nation if the money is kept in the pockets, not given back to the people? Like, that's very the comparisons are pretty I don't want to say spot on, but they're pretty accurate. We are now in Limsa. Listen to the Admiral.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
I didn't like her speech.
Ooh, Melwood. Her speech was alright.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Hurrah, yeah, ah, ha, yeah, ha.
Again.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
Again, Athena, why are you following me, dude?
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Alright.
Fancy meeting you again.
Oh, fancy meeting you again. Well, I wonder why.
Stalker.
I like how this whole entire time Alphino was following us around and like trying to talk to us about a little bit of a history of the areas we go to, and then Alice is just kind of standing there looking away from us. She hasn't said a whole sentence since Gridania. She's like jogging along by her brother, just like, I don't want to be here.
Typical. She'd rather be slicing and dicing some people.
Ask him later. Her motivations for doing all this don't really show up until towards the end of A Realm Reborn. And even then, her story is a side story that isn't even part of the main plot.
That girl goes through a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, I can't say it's not part of the main plot because it actually is part of the main plot, but it's more of understanding the whole plot of this game and also tying into 1.0, which doesn't exist anymore. And I might show that off to you guys, at least the story of it, because it's a lot. Pray return the way he sounds. Alright. So the one thing I kind of noticed from all three speeches is that, you know, everyone went through the calamity together and everyone suffered together. But in the past 5 years or so, all they've cared about is rebuilding their own nation and not coming together as one great Eorzea, essentially. They're too selfish in caring about their own nation. There was never a talk of all of Eorzea fought in the calamity and all of Eorzea suffered. It was we suffered, only we suffered, and nothing about everyone else. So, just interesting to notice that.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
She has a point too also. On top of it being only we suffered, it was just more of a rallying cry for the people than remembering the events of 5 years ago.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None.
That too.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
After all those cutscenes, we finally get a choice. And I think I already know who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Ul'dah.
I love that this quest gives me a chicken egg.
Huh?
Like, what am I gonna do with a chicken egg?
Okay. So why did I pick Ulta? Well, one, because it's already the one that Tater's in. But mostly because, I don't know, Gridania is my favorite of the three, but this was my first ever Grant Company, and we've never really experienced being in Ulta all that much, or she hasn't, at least. So it'll be a new experience for both of us, kind of.
I like where it's placed. It's very easy to get
No,
to.
I don't. Pumpkin spice. No, I don't like Free Company, sorry.
Oh, no, it's a quest line for these guys.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but their quest line is so tedious. When you love Miko so much, you have to make another character just for them.
Mm-hmm. Also, now, something else real quick. These things are aggressive, yes, but I could walk circles around these ones and they don't care. I think it's every 5 levels or like 6 levels above what they are, they become passive to you because you're too high level for them and they're scared of you. So, you don't have to constantly be avoiding enemies if you're high enough level.
That was every 6 levels.
I think it's 6 levels.
Sprouts. Our first dungeon. Memories.
Really?
Well, you gotta walk past it.
Ah, memories.
I hate it. So much running. I don't want to start the quest line for these people.
The Mamoja quests?
I just did these on my other character.
Yeah, you're right before To the Rock.
It's so much running for nothing. There are not enough sprints in the world. Somebody's doing it. I don't hope.
There's not enough. You could have a Chocobo by now.
Wee. Oh, it must be nice to fly. I'm I'm not salty. Ooh! Uh-oh.
Time to
Ooh.
go save a Lalafell. Cool.
I need this. Boop.
Yeah, we're doing everything from taking out people to robots. And that right there is why I should have used Swift Cast on the first ability. Where are you going? Okay.
What you buy?
Hooray!
I would know for like over 5 years. You know, I've never hated seeing the Black Shrouds so much.
It's Gridania.
Dang it! I hate this freaking area. Oh my god. I never hated an area so much.
Alrighty. Back to Uruda. To officially become part of the Grand Company. Hooray, we're part of the Immortal Flames. There's the first instance of the phrase being said. Pray return to the waking sands.
Oh my god. I don't miss that saying.
Like, oh, you just got inducted into the Immortal Flames? That's cool and all, but you're still a Scion, so get your ass back here.
Bring that ass back home.
Like, thanks, Minfilia.
You betrayed us. Dang it! Oh, I'm just on the edge of the circle, no wonder why.
Nice. I like that little line right there. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of Realm Reborn. So you have to get your company Chocobo to finish Realm Reborn.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, because it's required to get your job stone. Okay, so Grand Company. I don't want to get into too much detail right now about what this all means, but there's a lot you get from Grand Companies. And one of them
Schmack.
is the Chocobo Whistle.
Do I get it? I smack him. Smack attack. Oh, you're cute.
Okay. So, let me see. If you can talk to this person, oh, no, not him. The Quartermaster. Under material.
Next tier down.
No, it's not. It's right here. 200 seals.
Yeah, but you still have to rank up.
Maybe. So what we could do is we could probably try and do some fates to get a couple. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go back to the Waking Sands because it's part of the quest. But oh wait, no, I'm not gonna do that.
So many steps from one easy little chocobo.
No, I am. Okay, so I'm thinking ahead what's gonna happen. So, one of the quests that you have to do to rank up in the Grand Company is you have to do the Grand Company's hunting log, and the hunting log to rank up to the next tier requires you to kill enemies in a certain dungeon that is optional. I'm gonna get the dungeon unlocked right now, but I'm not gonna do it until we get to that point. So we can just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So we're gonna see a quest over here for a while, unless I hide it. But this is the dungeon in question.
I have to unlock it too.
Okay. Let me just turn in the main story quest. So, I don't know. Actually, we might do it now because it's relevant to gear upgrades we could get. And then, or at least me. And we'll just go in later and knock out the enemies. Because it takes like a couple minutes. You too. Never had that much happiness. Wow. Didn't really do much.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
What a great silence breaker.
I'm such a lady.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna go unlock the dungeon. You just want your chocobo?
Yeah.
I like how you complain about not having a chocobo when you've had all these hours waiting for me to catch up to get a chocobo.
But story.
Oh my god.
It takes forever.
Shh, don't tell them that.
It does though.
Pretty soon we'll be welcome to part 510, where we are still not done with this game yet.
Maybe being Stormblood.
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just cutting it.
Possibly Shadowbringers.
This is gonna be probably your longest series ever. Okay, that's unlocked.
Longest series, but this might be the most enjoyable one I've done so far, because I love this game.
Yeah, I know. Like an addiction. Their store's even worse.
We do not talk about the store.
Mm-hmm. We do talk about the store. The store's the best.
Okay. Leather gloves, I think. Actually, no, they're not. They're just leather from +1 magic defense. Nope. I'll take the money. Okay, we have unlocked Holotali. Optional dungeon. Which we might do here in a second. I'm gonna go back to Ul'dah and see about this Chocobo thing. Chocobo. And if it comes down to it, well, we'll see when we get there. Okay, so talk to the quartermaster. No, see? You don't have to rank up. I told you. You don't have to rank up.
There you go.
Huh? Alright, so, because completing the main story quest saying you become part of a grand company gave you enough seals to get the Chocobo.
Chocobo.
So now...
I'm doing my
Where's
class
Mimi?
quest.
Where's Mimi Gun? Over here. Oh, yeah, the Choco Porter.
Time to do another class quest.
When?
Now.
I thought you...
It just opened up.
Oh. You're actually getting a warrior job.
Maybe.
Cool.
Don't know.
No, I know what that is, because that's what that leads into.
So now be a warrior instead of just an axe slinger. Crazed out.
I sling my ass around.
The hash slinging slasher.
The hash slinging slasher.
Yes, SpongeBob references. Let's go.
Did he have 1 or 2 spatulas?
I don't remember.
I think it was just 1. Because if it was 2, you could argue that the ninja is the hash slinging slasher. But...
Yes.
Yep. Quay. I have a Chocobo.
Chocobo.
Well, yeah, after I turn this... What? Never mind.
You have to talk to the Chocobo. You must stroke the Chocobo.
What is Chocobo's name going to be?
I don't know.
Remember what we said?
No.
You're Izanami, I'm Izanagi, which means that we have to have our Chocobos named after the kids of those two. Where you are Amaterasu, and I am Tsukiyomi. So my Chocobo is going to be Tsukiyomi. Quay.
Smack the tortoise.
Hooray! We got a personal Chocobo. Now we are finally able to ride a mount.
Why are you smacking me? I did not touch you.
Or, I don't know. Fate mobs are angry.
I'm literally level 37. This 30 freaking mob should not be hitting me right now. I don't care how angry you are.
Okay, so that's very nice to see that I finally have mount access.
Whee! Oh, wait. Yeah, that's it.
But I think what I'm going to do right now is...
Run!
I'll be going for an hour or so. So, I think I'm going to end the episode off here. And next time, we're going to go into Holotali. See what that dungeon Excuse me. See, with that dungeon, I like how I said excuse me whenever it was you that did it. We will go into Holotali in the next episode.
Why are you slashing the waterfall? What did the waterfall do to you?
Oh my god. Because Curious Gorge is a nutcase, okay? You'll come to find that out.
It didn't do anything.
So, we'll do that, and then we'll continue on with the story. I might end up doing side quests or something at some point soon because these markers are giving me OCD. Like, I hate seeing them all.
Twitch.
Yep. So until next time, guys, I'll see you then. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good jazz.
Bye!